Between 1946 and 1964, the first electric clothes dryer was invented. Disneyland opened. Beatlemania swept across the globe, and approximately 76 million babies were born in the U.S. alone. Those babies are now called boomers, a generation known for turning to new solutions and ideas. Now they are looking for new ways to handle the challenges of aging.
We have our own needs. We'd like to retire and provide for ourselves and do our own planning, and we have children who are wanting to be educated and would like assistance as well.
And at the same time, many are also looking for new ways to help their aging parents.
We would try to provide for our parents as they grow older and maybe need assistance with things like long-term care, health insurance, their own financial needs. So part of my role as a financial advisor is to assist families and provide solutions.
Often, the solution is in their insurance policy.
Well, statistically, about 47% of seniors own life insurance policies. Roughly 88% of universal life policies never end up in a death claim. About 1% of term policies do end up in a death claim, and the question is, what happens to all those policies?
So what does happen to all those unused life insurance policies?
Well, until recently, an unused or an unwanted life insurance policy would generally get sold back to the insurance company for a small percentage of what the client had paid in, or they would end up lapsing, in which case there would be no coverage and the family would get nothing.
But now, something called life settlements is changing all that.
A life settlement is a financial transaction. It is where the owner of a life insurance policy will take that policy and sell it to a third party. The third party becomes the owner, the beneficiary, and is then responsible for the premium payments. However, for my customers, in many cases, they're able to get a multiple of the cash value, perhaps 2, 3, 4, or even 5 times the cash surrender value of the policy.
The life insurance policy that once served you and your parents so well may no longer be needed or wanted. With life settlements, that policy can now lead to a more comfortable life and better care for your parents, and at the same time, relieve a lot of your own anxiety and worry.
I became familiar with life settlements while sitting with my financial advisor, and he showed me that I had a policy that I really no longer needed, and that life settlements would be the way to go for my future.
Life settlements are for individuals that are 65 years or older who have a life insurance policy that's no longer needed or wanted. For instance, maybe that policy was bought to protect children as they're growing up. Now those children are grown and on their own, and that policy is no longer needed. Or perhaps the premiums are a financial burden. Or maybe a company was sold and the keyman policy is no longer needed. With a life settlement, the policyholder receives immediate cash that can be used to meet their changing needs.
NAF Funding is the nation's premier life settlement broker. With its network of the world's leading institutional funders, NAF works on behalf of the policyholder to ensure that seniors 65 and older get the most value for their policies. NAF takes care of virtually the entire life settlement process for you, from start to finish.
There are no restrictions on the money you receive from a life settlement. Some people use the money for long-term health care, which insurance doesn't usually cover. Others may use the money for a more comfortable lifestyle, maybe remodeling a home or taking a nice trip. And others still may use the money for helping family, grandchildren, maybe buying their first home or college tuition. It's completely up to the individuals how they use their funds from a life settlement.
A life settlement will be beneficial to someone like myself because I have no more need for my policy, and life settlement brings me extra cash. I am a World War II vet, and speaking to some of my veteran buddies, they were not aware of this. Some of them have lost their insurance, and the ones that still had it were looking into it to see what they could do so they could get this extra money to be able to benefit their families, the children. I myself will be doing that and wondering how I can get this information to more of my buddies, which is very important for them to know about life settlements.
Getting a life settlement is a relatively simple process. I take an application from my client. I'll take that application, go to a company like NAF Funding, who's been helpful to me, and they will go and get offers. They have funders who will buy the policies, and I'll take that offer, go to my client, and help them make a decision.
For more information on life settlements and how you can take advantage, visit naffunding.com.